Alright, so as we've seen in the previous sections of this course, these are the basics of a spending plan, our income and expenses. Comparing the two shows us where our money is going and whether or not we need to make adjustments to our spending in order to meet our goals, our needs, and our obligations. So now let's take a look at an example from Serena. This is a very straightforward traditional budget. Income minus expenses equals our balance, or saving money, spending money, and sharing money. Serena is trying to understand while it feels like she is constantly behind in her bills. To keep this example simple, we've kept her bills minimal. She doesn't have a lot of expenses. She completes this traditional budget, income minus expenses, and sees that she has approximately $405 left over every month. She doesn't feel like that's true. So let's look at another method of creating a spending plan, a cash flow budget. This cash flow budget helps to give a realistic idea of how money flows into and out of a household each month. It provides an opportunity to match income with expenses. In a cash flow budget, the month is broken down into weeks. As you can see here, we start with $250 at the beginning of week 1, then we add other money we expect to receive that week and find the total. Next, we add up the expenses we have for the week and list them on our form. Finally, we subtract the expenses in week 1 from the income in week 1. That gives us the ending weekly balance. That ending weekly balance is then shifted to the top of week 2, and we start the process again. Add our income for the week, subtract our expenses, and find our ending weekly balance. This balance then shifts to the top of week 3. These steps are continued for the month, and really every month. So now let's look at this with Serena's budget. We'll work through Serena's cash flow budget together. First, notice her expenses listed on the right-hand side of the screen. Then in the second column, we see those same budget categories. So in completing a cash flow budget, it's important to include all of the expenses you have each month. At the top of the budget, we have the beginning balance of each week and the amount of income she will receive weekly. As mentioned earlier in the coursework, Serena earns and takes home $480 a week. That income is filled in across the top of the budget. So for week 1, she has a starting balance of $200. We add that to her paycheck of $480, and she has an income for the week of $680. Her expenses are rent, $1,000, groceries, $60, and gas, $25. When we subtract her total expenses from her income of $680, we see that she begins the month negative $405. So that is the amount that we move to the top of week 2. When we add in her week 2 income, she has $75 available to meet her grocery and gas expense of $80. So when we subtract the income from the expenses, she's short $5. Now in week 3, we add the negative $5 to the beginning balance and also add her paycheck. She has $475. She's finally out of the negative, and we are in the 3rd week of the month. Once we subtract her week 3 expenses, she has $290. That moves her to the beginning of week 4 and gives us a balance of $770. After groceries, gas, cell phone, electricity, and a loan payment, she has $435 left over. Now that will go to the top of week 5 if there are 5 weeks in the month, or that will move to the top of week 1 if there are only 4 weeks. So this situation leaves us with some questions to think about. 1, when does Serena run out of money? 2, what can she do or try to do to better match the timing of her income and her expenses? Think about developing a prioritized list. 3, the next month is not included in the example. What will Serena's situation be at the beginning of the next month? How much cash will she have? What bills will she have? And what could she do now to prepare for the following month? And finally, think about the calendar we saw in the course. She's expecting a tax return at the beginning of March and then a garage sale in April. How might those income sources be used here? You can enter your thoughts to these questions in the areas below the video.